So, hi everybody, this is Austin Taylor from Xfinity Solution, and we are very proud today to have Miss Lori with us. And she is a person who is into marketing, who is a mentor, a person who handles a lot of clients. And we would like to know a lot about her and just to know about the perspective from 2020 to 2021 when we had this COVID pandemic and how she handled the business. So in this point of time, we all know that we have operated a lot the internet media. So Laurie, welcome to our show. A very good afternoon to you.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. I appreciate you having me on.
Right. Thank you so much, Laurie. So Laurie, to start off with our question, uh, I mean, 2020, we all suffered field business where people need to go to field to operate their business, virtually came to a standstill. But still, the world never stopped. Economy skipped, though it went down, it kept on running. And to our help, we had this internet media, the Zoom software, the WhatsApps, the Skypes, and then we have everything that was being operated all across the world. People recognize the potential of the internet media. What do you have to say about it?
Well, I think people always knew that the internet had the ability to connect you with anyone in the world at any time. But one of the things that we perhaps did not know was that we were going to be forced with having to utilize the internet more so than ever, not just for social connection, but for economic survival. And
Right.
many times when um, crises happen across the world, we're trying to figure out how to handle that. But
Mhm.
when it's a medical crisis and it affects not only our health and our livelihood, but also it affects our pocketbooks and our income, then that's when it is truly something that we have to strategize and work hard to put in, systems and ideas and come together and try to create, a way for us to navigate this new normal, because that's what it is. And, the world has suffered a pandemic, and some countries are handling this pandemic better than others. And,
Right.
in these trying and challenging times, um, if you don't want to be a business that's, forced to shut down or forced to um, close your doors, even for a small period of time, then you have to learn how to pivot and how to come up with other ways to stay in front of your customers and deliver value to the marketplace, while at the same time taking care of yourself personally and making sure that your health is priority so that you can handle everything else that you need to handle. So I think it's just been really, it's been a journey with trying to navigate, being on the internet and knowing that now it is absolutely critical in life
Right.
and in business as a way to communicate and stay connected.
Absolutely. The world is connected. The world is like, if we consider today the modern terms, the modern jargon as to that the world is a global village, I think this pandemic has taught us that yes, we can connect and we can the show will never stop. We have to go on. So let me now come into a little bit details about some of the typical industry which operates on field. So say for example, if I have to go by the food industry, the restaurants, they operate on field. You cannot have sort of connectivity to help people uh, get the service. But eventually, at least in my country, I am from India, I have seen that there is a concept that has come up like cloud kitchen. So people are making food at their home, and through internet, they are reaching out to people and getting things delivered. So similar other, medical, as you mentioned, and several other industries which operate on a field, but then again, they have also found out a way to connect via internet, and that's the new normal. So your views on that?
Yeah, well, for us here in the United States, there's so many industries that have suffered because of the pandemic. And of course, the restaurants and any retail locations were,
Right.
number one and two, but also, the healthcare industry has suffered as well. And
Right.
then small business has suffered. So, in America, small business accounts for almost 50% of the workforce in
Mhm.
our country. And so small business is also suffering. And so everybody who was in business when this pandemic hit had to think of ways that they could transfer some of their business online and make some of their business on the internet. Like it was a challenge because it was like, okay, what can we do to service our customers? What can we do to get the word out there about our business online?
Yeah.
What
Sort of innovations came out.
Yeah, it forced
Right.
everybody to be more innovative and more creative
Right.
about what they could offer and how they could offer that service or that product online. And for food companies, the restaurants who decided to pivot and say, okay, well, we're going to do takeout and we're going to widen our delivery area and our service area, or we're going to offer extended hours for you to be able to pick up the food if you want to. And so we're going to, shift our menu for more, um, different types of food that you can order
Mhm.
on on the go. And so
Right.
it just forced everybody to be more creative, and for those of us in service-based businesses, it forced us to be more creative about offering our services online and not just being regulated to what we can do face to face and over the phone. So you had to then get creative about how you could deliver your programs and your services via the internet.
Mhm.
And live streaming, went from here to, it just went really far. And
Right.
everybody got on Zoom, and then the
It
webinars.
became a parallel Zoom society.
Yes,
With
we're a
it.
Zoom society, and if
Yeah.
I had known, I would have bought stock in Zoom. But you
Right.
know,
Right.
and even with the webinars, the same thing. Webinar platforms have skyrocketed in the last year because
Yes.
more people are forced to do virtual training and virtual lessons for their
Mhm.
audience. And so it has forced us, like we said, to shift, to reimagine how things could be, to
Mhm.
get creative and come up with new ways to do the same thing, or new ways to do something different. And I think as long as you are somebody who is open for new ways to do things, you'll survive this pandemic. We don't know when it'll be over with in the USA. I don't know about your country in India.
It has started off with a new spike. I mean, fresh cases are coming up, but then again, I think now we are prepared to a long extent.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
it's the same thing here in the USA. We're prepared for the rest of this year, which is 2021. But who
Right.
knows? We hope it'll be over with by the end of 2021. But we still have to prepare for the worst. Think the best and hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And that simply means just being prepared to continue to operate in different and unique ways. So that's what I think has to
Right.
happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderfully said on that perspective, Lori. Now whenever there is some sort of a panic, you have, as you said, a lot of innovations come out. So one of the innovations, according to us, especially, is that we are connecting internationally. As you said, that the webinar softwares and the webinar, I mean, platforms skyrocketed their sales, and they have seen their popularity going up. So, do you personally see from this new, I would say, new picture that there is a chance where business can be expanded? Now, people who never thought that there would have been an international connect to their business suddenly is discovering, oh my God, I mean, if I'm connecting through the web, I'm connecting internationally, I can gather a lot more clients. How do you see that thing coming up?
I think it is the wonderful thing about the internet is that it allows you to connect with people from all over the world, and your capacity to grow your business to
Mhm.
international realms is just like mind blowing, And if
Absolutely.
you're a small business owner in India and you've never done business in the United States, then
Mhm.
it's time for you to think outside the box. And if you're a
Absolutely.
small business owner in the United States and you've never done business in India or the UK or Australia or whatever, it's time to think outside the box, because opportunities are endless, and we're just one live stream away from one another. We're just one,
Right. Right.
webinar away from one another. And what the internet does is it closes the miles, it closes the gap, and we can connect just like you and I are connecting right now. You're in India,
Right. It's
I'm
sort
in
of a virtual hand holding.
yes. I'm in
Right.
the USA and you're in India, and we're sitting here
In
having a conversation.
yes,
And
yes. It's sort of like we are at a coffee outing, and I mean, no, I mean, if we carry on with our conversation, maybe we can find out some sort of a new business that we can think of.
who
Right.
knows?
Right.
We don't know what can happen.
Absolutely.
And that's the beauty of being able to connect with somebody from across the
Globe. Right.
world and close those miles. I think it's an awesome thing. And if I can help you or you can help me, and then together we can help other people, who wouldn't be open to do that? Because I know for me, I have a goal to be able to help people across miles. It's not just about the people who I can help in my own backyard, in my own state, my own country, but
Mhm.
how can I also reach across the waters and help other people? So that is definitely something that is attractive to me, and probably many other people in the USA as well.
Right. Laurie, my last question to you is, uh, now that there are many organizations who have a huge scale of business, and they are always trying to get hold of their ROI, so they are always going after their customers, their clients. But in all these organizations, you have a lot of daily work to do. And in this, as I am saying, the parallel Zoom society, when people have discovered that it's just we are a webinar away, we are just an internet connection away where we can virtually handhold each other. How do you see a virtual assistant service be helpful? So, say for example, if I am a company X and I am into, say, sort of a telecommunication service, I obviously will go after to see clients or customers into my telecommunication service. But then again, every day I have a lot of other regular work to do. That is accounting, that
Yeah.
is bookkeeping, that is taking on with the appointments. So I can obviously outsource that to a company who can take care of that as a virtual assistant, and in that way, I can save a lot of cost. So, I mean, I have seen myself in this time that many offices, they have virtually shut down their workstations, and they are saying, if we can carry out things working at home, why spend so much of money? So, how do you see virtual assistants as the new normal?
I think it really is a situation of deciding what activities in your business that you can hire for, and
Hmm.
what activities in your business that you can outsource for. Because
Right.
as a small business owner, if you don't have a large team and you can't afford to keep a building going because, you know, you've got COVID-19 happening, and why pay for a huge office space, right? Where people don't want to show up anyway. But if you have the opportunity to have virtual assistants, whether they're in your neck of the woods or someplace else, then that makes sense. You know, it totally makes sense. And I think the only issue would be for somebody, you know, if they're in the United States, of course, having somebody in another country to be a virtual assistant would be the time difference. Would that virtual assistant be able to work within the business hours that were for the USA? And if so, then great, it's not a problem, you know, but if not, then you'd have to find somebody who has, you know, the capability to do the work, you know, that you would need done during the business hours that you would need. Now, if it's something that doesn't require a specific time of day that needs to be done, you know, that task is something that could be done any time of day, then, you know, you can get a virtual assistant for, you know, whatever rate that you can afford in whatever country you can afford, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Because
know,
you see, at the end of the day, people are ready to shift their clock timings. I mean, now that I am talking with you, it's 3 a.m. in the morning.
wow.
So I'm fine at this point of time, and I, I mean, if a service is required and we have this facility of internet connecting people all across the world, time is not a problem. I mean, you can always shift time. You can shift your daily routine, your daily timetable, and things can be worked out. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah,
Bless
please.
your heart. Bless your heart for being up at this hour.
Right.
Well,
So,
it's
Laurie,
it's time for you to get some rest.
no issue, no issue. I mean, this is daily routine. We have basically all American clients and EMEA clients as well. So yeah. But then again, Laurie, it was wonderful talking to you, and
Thank
I
you.
hope you are managing your business after all the challenges you faced. You and I mean, we all have faced last year. It was a wonderful interview. What we will do from Xfinity is we will do some editing into this video to put some strips of your name, your organization name, my name, and my organization name. Do some a little bit of editing, and we will publish this in LinkedIn in Dipannita's. I mean, she will publish it in her post, and I
Okay.
hope she has got a lot of connections. They will be able to see you out there, and yeah, happy. I mean, doing your professions, and
Thank you
just
so much. So your name is
right,
Austin?
yeah.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you,
Uh,
Austin. Thank you for reaching out. It was a pleasure.
yes, Laurie. Yes, Laurie. I'll just stop the recording once.